Welcome, Mama. You are in the class of how to relieve your pubic before your baby arrives. 3 proven steps to find relief without giving up exercise, movement, or the things that you love most. My goal for you today is to be able to walk out of here feeling clearly, like feeling validated that you don't have to just struggle through the rest of your pregnancy trying to survive it, but you might be able to actually enjoy it. However, you're sitting here probably going, I've been told that my pain's normal. This is nothing new. It's just hormones. It's just pregnancy. It's just how it may be. And I don't understand how I can find relief from that. And your medical provider does such a great job at keeping you and your baby safe that my job's different. It's teaching you how your body functions so that way you can support your pelvis in your pregnancy, not just throughout pregnancy, but be able to have a better birth experience and better postpartum recovery. Another quick note, this is not medical advice. This is just education. So always consult with your doctor. But if you're sitting here and you're having pubic pain, you're probably struggling to roll over, to get dressed, to walk. You feel like your pelvis is ripping in half. You feel like your groin is being pulled. It's really uncomfortable. You might have some popping, some clicking. Things like that are affecting how you feel every day, and it's been exhausting. So you're in the right place if you're like, just tell me what to do and I'm going to do it because I'm over this and I know that I can feel better and I just want to feel better. So where the heck is this pain coming from? It's not hormones. It's not your baby's positioning. What's happening? Your body does have changes throughout pregnancy. So let's talk about the changes that take place that are leading to your pubic pain. Your pelvis is being pulled and stretched, right? And there's movement in the front that's causing pain every time you walk, roll over, get dressed, that pull there. So it needs more support. And pelvis needs more support to be able to do things because it's not supposed to move like that. And your pelvic floor plays a role because your pelvic floor makes up the bottom of your pelvis and it's supporting your bladder, your uterus, and your bowel. And so as your belly gets bigger, as your baby gets bigger in your uterus, your pelvic floor has more responsibility. But what happens throughout pregnancy is if you think about a group project, you have 1 or 2 people who do all the work and everybody gets credit for it. That's what your muscles are doing. So your pelvic floor is working a lot. But if your core isn't working appropriately or you've been told to avoid it, and then or you don't know how to engage it like the correct way, then your pelvic floor makes up the bottom of your core and they work together. So your pelvic floor again has some more responsibility. The other thing that happens is your glutes tighten and shorten because of a lot of different things that I'm going to show you in just a minute. And so we need to teach your glutes how to lengthen and work the right way. We need to teach those slackers within that group how to actually work to support your pregnancy. I am so very passionate about this for moms because I had 2 very different birth experiences. I was a naive first-time mom. I thought I knew everything. I had a great health and worked out, and I binged social media and all the videos. I was like, I got this. My birth is going to be great. But it ended up with 36 hours of labor, got stuck at 9 centimeters for over 8 hours, and I ended up in a C-section. But the traumatic event wasn't the C-section. It was the lack of education and help I had, like in preparation before birth. And then even more so, no one showed me how to recover and heal postpartum. So when I got pregnant the second time, I wanted things to be completely different. And so I hired a doula, I changed providers. I wanted a VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean. And I did. I had a VBAC to a larger baby at 41 weeks with no induction. And it was really a beautiful experience. But I had a hard lesson learned because I tore significantly because I did not listen to what I teach. I did not listen to my body like I knew to. I was just so excited that I was crowning and that she was right there and I tore. And I had so many fears because I was like, oh my gosh, what if I'm like going to start peeing myself or I'm never going to be able to like have sex again or it's going to be so painful. And I had all these fears that so many moms actually face and so many moms actually experience. I realized that I had the upper hand here because I know what to do and I had the support to help support me. So what changed and the biggest shift was that I now am able to teach you how to not just support your body, but how to do it without pushing through pain and to do it in a way that provides you with some relief, some confidence, and some comfort, which is so important because there's a lot of misconceptions surrounding your pelvic floor and the consequences are things that we as women have to deal with the pain, the leaking, the feeling like our body is failing us, and it's not failing you. You just don't have the right support yet. So let's start with the basics. I have a 3-step process that I teach. The first step is like managing pressure. So your pelvic floor doesn't have as much work to do. It starts with learning your pelvic floor, and we're going to start with some simple breathing. So if you're multitasking, just pause for a minute. You're going to do some breathing. Hand on your chest, hand on your belly, just like in the picture, but I want your belly over your belly button. Okay. As you inhale, everything is expanding. Everything's filling with air, your chest, your ribs, your belly, and then you exhale, everything comes back to a gentle neutral. Don't pull in, don't suck in. Inhale, everything expands. Try to push air down into your pelvis. Relax, everything comes back to neutral. One more time. I want you to try to feel your pelvic floor relax, which you might not know how to do that yet, but try to feel your body relax as you inhale and then exhale. This is part of the basics of learning your pelvic floor. Then you have to teach your core how to engage and support your pelvis. And then we have to teach your pelvic floor not just to engage, not just to contract. We're not doing Kegels. Okay. Breathing is so much more important than Kegels. So let's ditch that. But teaching your pelvic floor how to relax and lengthen, because when it's time for birth, your pelvic floor has to relax and lengthen and get out of the way in order to give birth. Okay. That's the basics. The step 1 of this 3-step process is managing the pressure by practicing your breathing and allowing your body to relax a little bit. Okay. How the heck can you move when it's so painful? You can't get out of bed. You can't get dressed. You feel like you can't do a darn thing. So often it's like, just tell me the exercises and the stretches. But if you skip these first 2 steps, the exercises and the stretches, you might not be able to do because the pain is too intense, or they're just going to be temporary band-aids because you're not actually fixing the problem that's taking place. So things you do all day long, like standing up and getting dressed and walking and rolling over and bending over, are where you actually find the relief and where you provide the support to your body. So we're going to practice something right now again. So if you're multitasking, pause for again. We're going to practice just supporting your pelvis as you stand up. This is step 2, supporting your pelvis as you do daily activities so that shifting doesn't occur, so you can have more relief and comfort. Okay. So as you breathe out, which we just practiced some breathing, as you breathe out, you're going to engage your core. You're going to hug your baby. You're going to pick up the marble with your pelvic floor, and then you're going to stand up. So when you do that, you're providing the support to your pelvis as you stand, so it can't move and create that uncomfortable feeling. Okay. That's really important. If you need more in-depth ways of how you do this, I teach this within the programs to break it down. And so that way you know that you're doing it correctly. But that's one way to practice. Okay. Then we find the right movement for you. When you do a program like the Ultimate Mama Bundle, you're not finishing the program. You're not checking things off. You're finding the personalized things that work for you. So this mama just did a couple of the exercises and already felt a ton of relief because it's snacks of movement. Have you ever heard of that? Doing snacks of movement throughout the day. So you snack in the morning, in the afternoon, before dinner, after dinner. So you're going to do snacks of movement. I'm going to teach you a couple movements you can do right now. No matter if you are working a job where you like corporate job, you dress up, or you're a teacher, you're a nurse, you stay home, whatever you're doing, I'm going to teach you a couple things you can do throughout your day that will help you feel a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to stand up here. Remember how I talked about how your glutes were slacking too? And they don't pick up. Part of the problem when you have your glutes is you do this if you stand like this all day. So it shortens your glute muscles and creates tightness and tension. A tight muscle is not a strong muscle. So you need to untuck your pelvis, relax, and be in that more of a position. This here is tight tension and it shuts your glutes off. We need to do the opposite. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do this next stretch using my chair here. If you use a desk, I normally use my desk to do it. You can do your desk, or you can do like an armchair of furniture that doesn't move, an edge of a couch. We're going to do a modified pigeon, which starts off with crossing your legs, and that knee goes on whatever surface you planned. Okay. I'm going to show you with the leg closest to you, because this is where you want to feel the stretch right in your butt. So putting your leg up, you don't feel anything in your glute, your butt right in here. Then you're going to bend that leg you stand on until you feel that nice stretch. If you still don't feel it, you can lean forward a little bit. I know bellies can get in the way. So that's one way. You just bend that bottom leg instead of trying to fold in half like a pretzel. Okay. Hold for about 30 to 60 seconds. And you're going to do it on each side. And you're going to compare the difference between one side to the other side. Okay. This is something you can easily stop and do. Give yourself 30 to 60 seconds and be able to give yourself some relief throughout the day. Okay. Next thing is, I love a ball. If you've been following me for a minute, if you haven't, welcome. you need a ball. So what you do with a ball, why I love it so much is, one, you sit on it if you sit for a long period of time. You want your hips to be above your knees, okay? There's more information on my page if you're wanting a ball or in the program. But we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you how to do these last couple things to find some relief. If you don't have a ball, you can just do it on the floor, or you can use like an ottoman or a chair. We're going to start with child's pose. So knees are out, chest is on the ball so that there's room for your belly. And you're going to practice that breathing that we just practiced. You're going to try to focus on relaxing your pelvic floor, and you're just going to hang out. You can hang out for 30 seconds, 3 minutes, whatever you have time for. But then my all-time favorite movement is going to be coming forward. Legs go out to the side. So my knees aren't together. My knees are still out, but now I'm putting my feet further away from my knees, called internal rotation. And you rock back, and you can even rock back and like go side to side or circles. And you just gently rock back and forth, nice and gentle. You can just set a timer. You can just do it till you feel like it's good to go. And that's another way that after a long day and you're having pain, you can do something in that nature. Remember, these are the third step. Finding the right movement is the third step. So we first have to manage pressure, learn how to breathe correctly, and then support your pelvis during everyday things that you do all day long, like standing up. Okay, I just want you to pause for a minute. How do you feel? I don't mean your pain's gone and everything's great in the world, but how do you feel? You probably feel a little less stressed. You probably feel a little at ease, a little more calm, a little more like, that's not as hard as I thought it was. I could probably do that, right? Okay, you probably can. And I want you to hear me clearly right now. Your pain is not just pregnancy. You are not just weak. You are not broken. Your body is not failing you. You just haven't found the right support. And you're not alone. Okay, so often I hear it's too late for me, or I'll just wait until I have my baby and then I'll come get help or support. But those moms who don't wait changes how their birth and their recovery go. It's not about taking a bunch of time to yourself or needing weeks and months in order to find any relief. This mom, within the first week of diving into the Ultimate Mama Bundle, she said she was 80 to 90% cured of pubic pain. And it was so much more simple than she realized. It's not hard. It's just finding the right things for you. And that's so important. It's not just about your pregnancy, and it's not just about having the perfect birth. It's about being able to have a birth that you feel in control of and still have a beautiful experience when things don't go as planned. This mom's water broke, and she didn't have contractions immediately after, but she still was able to have a birth that was beautiful. She pushed for 5 minutes. She had no perineal tearing. It was amazing. This mom, 10-pound baby, unmedicated without tearing. That's one of the most things that I hear is I pushed for minutes. I had minimal tearing to none, and it was a beautiful experience. My recovery is so much easier because of it. A lot of times you're told just wait 6 weeks and just hope for the best, and your body will heal. And like 6 weeks is this magic number that you're going to feel like yourself again. But for those who don't just wait and they have a plan, it changes their recovery and how they're feeling. This mama prevented leaking postpartum. This one felt so good. She was already at 13 weeks, like she was ready to have another baby. She didn't, but she was excited. That was her second pregnancy. And this mom was like, it was her husband said it was so worth the money because he noticed a huge difference between her first pregnancy and recovery and her second. And that's so important. It's not just waiting. So if you're sitting here thinking, I don't want to just survive another X more weeks, I don't know if I can do it, I have this fear surrounding birth, I want to feel comfortable and confident. Like, how do moms do that? And I don't want to struggle with the like ChatGPT and the Google postpartum wondering if it's normal or what I should or shouldn't do. Then this is for you. This is the Ultimate Mama Bundle. It's 3 programs in one: pregnancy without pain, labor without fear, and postpartum with the support that you need and you deserve. It's $247, which is less money than most moms spend 2 weeks going to a clinic with more appointments than you actually need. You don't need more appointments. You need something that's practical, that actually works for you, that you can actually do. So this isn't piecing things together. If there's no uncertainty, it's a full spectrum support from pregnancy, birth, and postpartum all in one place. You're not just buying a program, you're buying support. You're getting a personalized plan from me and access to me so you can have support and help and all of the things that you need right in your pocket. So you don't have to worry about it. There's no more guessing. So if you use the link, if you use the link either located in the details of the YouTube, or you use the link that says what's next. It's bright pink. This is going to give you 6 months free in the community. So 6 months free of having that personalized care and support and access. You have the programs for the lifetime of the programs. As long as they exist, you'll have them. So you don't have to worry about rushing through them. You're going to have support that you need. You can do this if you are wanting and willing to give yourself 5 to 10 minutes a day. That is all it's going to take, is 5 to 10 minutes a day to be able to feel good. Even if you feel like your pain is unique or complicated, this isn't just one cookie cutter plan. This is education and movement that is personalized to you and what you need. If you feel like you've tried all of the things and it hasn't worked, this isn't just something you're gonna do in a clinic. This is real life and real movement that you do all day long. And that adds up and gives you that support and the things that you actually need. I fully stand behind the Ultimate Mama Bundle and what it does, because when you finally learn all of these things that we aren't taught, it clicks and things start to improve, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. And you don't have to do it alone. You're supported. And I do have a guarantee option. So if you're sitting here and your gut is saying, I think I need this, I don't want to suffer, then join the Ultimate Mama Bundle. Get the support that you deserve. Ask for help for that first time. Asking for help after my babies were born was one of the hardest things I could do. And I'm offering it to you right now. You deserve to find comfort and relief and feel confident during your journey throughout motherhood. So grab that link. Click on it. Make sure you get your 6 months free within the community and get started today. And I would be so excited to be able to walk along this journey with you, where you find the confidence that every mom deserves. Okay. I will see you soon, Mama.